just finished a book called The Psychology of Money. And one of the things that it talks about is the importance of not losing money. It's not really about gaining money or making huge gains. You don't need to be a great stock picker or a great money manager. What you do need to be good at over the course of your life is not losing money. And also, it talks a lot about compounding. Compounding is a miraculous thing, and the longer it goes, the more miraculous it becomes. And it talks about not interrupting the compounding unnecessarily, which comes back to not losing money. And the thing with compounding is it's a hockey stick effect, but the hockey stick portion of it really comes at the end. Like as an example, Warren Buffett is worth $84.5 billion. And 81.5 billion of that was amassed after his 65th birthday. So for a long time, I mean, he was rich, but he wasn't nearly as rich for the first, if he had started investing at age 10, for the first 55 years of his investing career, I mean, he was rich, but then he became unbelievably rich in the last 20 years. That's the hockey stick effect. And the shaft portion of the hockey stick is long. And you have to be willing to wait that long and survive that long to get to the hockey stick aspect. That's what compounding really looks like. It takes off at the end. The other thing that's important is of the stocks that Warren Buffett chose over the course of his life, only about 10 represented the bulk of his wealth. So he owned, hundreds of stocks over the course of his life, but a small portion of those really resulted in the wealth that he amassed. Same thing with venture capital funds. They might make dozens or hundreds of investments. If they make 100 investments, 50 of them will lose money. And then 10 might do okay, 10 might do pretty well, 25 might do well, and then 5 will knock it out of the park. And those 5 really are the ones that account for the bulk of the success of the fund. That's how money works. So you need to be willing to stick it out. You need to be willing to be consistent. You need to be willing to not walk away. Because compounding is really where it's at. But in order for compounding to really take effect, you need to be in the game for a long time. And I would say that this rule is true not just for money, but for everything in life. for life itself, for being who you are. So if you're working on yourself day in, day out, consistently, you're going to see small gains every day. You might not even see them, but they will be there. And the longer you're doing it, the more compounding comes into play. And as long as you keep that dream alive, alive of who you want to be and how you want to be, the longer you believe in that dream and keep making progress towards being that person, the more you'll be that person, the more your effect on the world, the more your energy will grow. And then at the end, you get the hockey stick effect, and you really get to explode upon the scene. And the other thing is, even though an average over time might be really good, like a stock's average return over 20 years or 50 years might be good, the volatility of that stock in between might be really high. So you have to be willing to go through a lot of ups and downs. Because it's not a straight line. The average over time might be good, but there's a lot of volatility. The book is about money, but there's a lot in there about life.